starting point of the project was a kind of vague kind of idea. I just had a kind of thought that I wanted to not so much focus on narrative as wanted to focus on kind of character and the world that they lived in and their kind of experiences. And that's all that the starting point was, and then the whole project has just kind of grown on from there. Didn't have this particular story in mind or anything particular I wanted to say with it or anything, just kind of let it kind of come out. And so, I mean, the story we've ended up with, I think, is quite good.
As soon as I read the script, it was definitely something that I want to get involved in as an actor. Very challenging, a lot of different emotions, kind of film that keeps the audience guessing, which is the kind of genre that I like in a film.
It's quite simple, I suppose, but I think with with Fred's vision, it's been really effective. I've been really enjoying working on it. It's been really good.
It's quite an abstract script. It can be played around with quite a lot with its sort of creativity and stuff. So yeah, being a producer, I wanted to sort of harness that creativity into sort of just a professional project, really.
I'd like to think of it more about kind of a lot of the ideas that are about that are kind of in there with the film, and about the kind of character and experience of watching it. And I guess we wanted to try and do something a bit different, basically, and kind of see what we could get away with, have some fun in the green screen, and yeah, take it from there.
So it's during casting period, we were looking for sort of quite an average looking guy, sort of mid-40s, because obviously the story involves a guy in his day-to-day life who eventually loses his job, and losing his job actually sends him sort of into a different world. Sort of he starts to see things that he doesn't usually see, and this is where the green screen comes in, because we start to draw. We've got Zubair doing illustrations, who's drawing the backgrounds, so he starts to become detached from society. So then he sort of degrades into more of a boring, mundane character. And as the film goes on, sort of, he looks a lot more paler, as if he hasn't slept, because, you know, he's lost in his own world.
Well, I mean, this is the first time working with the green screen. It's been interesting. It was a very, very different way of filming. It's kind of because to film a shot in the studio, you need to know what you're putting in the background, what you're green screening in, but then to know what you're green screening in, you need to know what you're shooting. So it's kind of like a vicious circle, or whatever the phrase is, you know. And so you need to just make sure you have your planning. And then when we were there, we just it was interesting. You could kind of I was trying to visualize the backgrounds behind while we were shooting it, and it had some different challenges, and the lighting has to be perfect as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with the film being quite abstract, we're sort of being as experimental as possible. So me sort of from a producing stance, trying to get all these sort of like creative heads together and sort of funnel it down into like a well-rounded project. It was initially like quite hard, but I think we're running smoothly now, and I'm really pleased at the way everyone's working and how the film's turning out.
Working within the studio was, I loved it. It was really nice. It was quite a challenge. I haven't done a lot of green screen before, and the facilities were amazing. And it was a challenge as an actor, but it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I really enjoyed it. So I think it'll work really well.
The shots they're actually filming themselves are quite mundane. I mean, they're nothing sort of special or anything, but it really is going to be to do with the pace and the edit of the film. I mean, I'm sure our actor Tony has had sort of more interesting shoots than this one, but hopefully he's been very patient with us, and we're really pleased about it. So yeah, should be good.
It's difficult when you're working on a project for this long. You get like tunnel vision, you get stuck, and you kind of can't see anything else. And then every now and then you just feel like you need to step back and look at it. And then it's like, what the hell am I doing? What is this? This is a script, it's for a film, why am I making why this? And I've had so many kind of moments where I'm kind of thinking like, what is this all about? What am I doing here? And you just kind of want to give up, and it's kind of like you don't see the point in it, but then it's kind of, you kind of step back, and then you kind of see the wider thing of it, and you realise like at the end of the day it is, I guess, just about the learning process and trying new things out and seeing where it takes you. And in terms of that, I'm really happy with it so far.